Sally negotiates for better protection for his companions and learns about the history of Korentus, whilst eagle-eyed Ralph noticed something strange, a houseplant that moves when it's not being watched. And speaking of strange, the residents are hiding their knowledge about the awful howling. At the appropriate time, they speak with Bree, who wants to speak to anyone but her uncle Sully. What is Bree getting Ralph to help her break into anyway? I guess you're about to find out. This is The Sprouting. Chapter 5, Where There's Smoke, Part 3. The three of you are standing outside of the communications wing, the repair wing, whatever you want to call it. What do you want to do?
I think we should be, we should make ourselves useful now if we want to stay here. Do you have any plans where you're going? I'm thinking of going to the cafeteria and maybe see if they need help with preparing food and handing out food. It's getting close to midday.
Yeah, it's probably a good plan. I was thinking about moseying up the hillside and seeing some of the other lodges, see what they're up to and what they're doing, seeing if they could use another pair of hands. Working with the locals is often a good way to... No.
If the person you're looking for is a local here, maybe they... I don't know if they're all eating here at the same time, but maybe we'll find them at the cafeteria.
Not a bad idea. It's actually a really good idea. Ralph?
Yeah?
Could we possibly use Odie to monitor people comings and goings?
I suppose. It'll use his battery up a bit, but how long do you want him to watch?
I'm thinking like when food time is, if you could go up, see where people are coming from, and then seeing if people seem to return to roughly the same places, or if some people go to a different place to deliver food. That would be a hint of a location that they aren't allowed to leave. Now, they could, of course, just take the food there at different times, but it might be worth investigation.
All right. You got that, Odie?
The LED flashes across and says, yes, I will sit on top of the building, so I will be quieter. And almost immediately, Odie takes off.
Does that thing have like an AI? Like a good one? It seems to be responding really quickly to what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Odie's pretty reliable. Odie's pretty advanced.
Can you, ask him opinions on things?
I suppose.
Ask him his opinion on the government. I would love to know.
Odie already GTFO'd out of this conversation.
It's definitely more Sully being funny, but yeah.
You know, if you can figure out more specific terms than government to search for, I can search for things, but most of the information I've got is old world information, you know, so...
You need better SEO terms, but...
I get what you mean. No, it's...
I can probably figure out what started happening to the government as things started to go bad. That information is probably hidden away somewhere.
That would be helpful, to know what they did that seemed to cause the massive amount of bad will that Helena was talking about.
Right. But I don't know how many current government secrets really get out on drives for me to, get hold of, so...
But I did notice something. When you said that the radio dish at the at the weather station at the lady's place. What was her name? Delana?
Mm-hmm.
Della.
When you mentioned that the dish is pointing northwards, Helen did seem to react a little bit surprised by it. That station might be connected to them. It's getting power from somewhere, and as far as I know, perpetual energy machines were not exactly commonplace before the sprouting.
I don't know. Someone's using them. I don't know what more use they would be than knowing the weather, though.
But if it's connected to the government, if it's feeding data to them, maybe you can pull some data backwards. Give it a thought. When we get back to the place, we're definitely going to be staying there the night. This might be a good chance for us to get some inside data on what they're actually up to and what they're like.
Okay. I mean, I guess I don't have a reason not to.
I'm sorry. I'm sitting here, like, putting everybody in so much goddamn danger, poking the sleeping bear that is the government.
I'm not rolling for any reason, don't worry about it.
What? All right. I'm going to take a walk around. Ralph, if you keep an eye on through Odie and try to, like, track that kind of stuff that we were talking about, that would probably be a very solid plan.
Sure. I mean, with Odie watching there, I could stay at the cafeteria and help out as well, so I would be around.
It's not a bad idea.
We can peel potatoes together. Yay.
With that, Sully's going to start trudging up the mountain towards some of the cabins and see if there's any help needed.
All right. Do we want to cabins or potato peel first?
Potato peel.
All right. For those of you heading towards the kitchen direction, you go to the area where you were eating previously, and you can see that it has been reset to having chairs and sorry, it wouldn't be reset. You guys are about to have lunch. You return to the area where you were eating, and you can see that there are some people putting out, like, utensils in, like, pots in the middle of each of the tables. There seems to be, like, one kind of mid-20s looking guy who is busy setting a bunch of stuff up, and you can hear off in kind of in the room that you saw briefly the night before, you can hear the sounds of chopping and talking and movement behind it. The guy who is working in the sitting area, he's like really short blonde hair. Like he's ran a razor over it at like one. It's just all over the same. He looks well groomed, and buzz cut, and he's wearing a shirt. He looks like clean and professional. And he sees Lark walking in, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And Ralph?
Yes.
Okay. And he says, hello? What can I do for you? Lunch isn't to be served until about 12.
No, I was actually, we both were actually looking to see if you need any help with preparing food.
Oh, that's not necessary. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Oh, we're looking
I
for...
assume...
We're looking for some work to do.
Okay. Come with me. And he puts down the armful of, like, cutlery that he was holding, just drops it onto one table with lots of rattling. And he just looks like he's never been asked to, hey, can I go work in the kitchen before? And he heads over to the door, and you can see that there is, like, a very small kitchen. There's probably, like, 3 people here, and they're cleaning stuff up. They're cutting vegetables down. You can see them, like, boiling lots of water off to one side, and you can see another pot that is cooling. You can see that there is another door that leads out of this small kitchen. You can see a window that looks out across the pathway that leads up to the lodge that you're in. And the three of them look fairly similar to one another. Really, really similar in age. They have the same darkish hair that you've seen around Korentus, and they have very, very similar eyes, like slightly different shades of blue each. And they're kind of built roughly the same. They're all wearing like short sleeve t-shirts, so they have their arms bare, and they're all wearing like aprons of like different styles and colors. But they see you walk in, and the one that's working by the window just like, "You all right? Tours don't usually extend back here."
Do you need some help? Just preparing food?
Oh,
we're looking for some.
Yeah,
work.
shit, yeah. You can probably cut some of this shit up. Hang on a minute. And you see them very quickly just like dry their hands off and like put their tea towel in like one of their pockets. And they walk over to like this big sack and they just kind of like drag it along the ground, and they kind of like find a couple of knives, they find some pots, and they're like, yeah, if you could like cut down these root vegetables, that would be great. Just put them into chunks about yay big. They give you a size. You can just
sure.
Go away for that if you want.
Yeah.
Cool.
You wanna help me do this, Ralph? You wanna do this, or you wanna do something else?
I can help wherever.
Nice. And yeah, like you guys set to cutting up vegetables for a little bit, and you can tell that the three of them are, after like barely any conversation, that they appear to be triplets. And that the three boys just having fun, and occasionally they'll just throw things at each other across the kitchen. Until probably a little bit before lunch, two of them leave the room and they kind of like change up into more like service type stuff, and they take these big pots and they carry them out to the main room as they're like setting up serving. And the one brother that remains kind of like realizes that his normal companions are gone, and he has two new companions to talk to who don't know everything about him. And as he's like cleaning things up and like scrubbing the kitchen down, he says, "So, where do you two come from? What are you doing up here in good old Korentus?"
We just came from Gumpendorf. Just passing through.
Oh, nice.
How about you? Do you live here?
Yeah. And he like dries his hands off, and like you see him reach for like this like tub, and he starts like applying like a mixture to his hands. Yeah. Born, raised. I did a little stint up near Valigdorn, which is like super close to Venice. I did a little stint up there for a while, exploring the world, and that's got the feeling I had to come back home, and lo and behold, I did. Brothers aren't quite so worldly as I am, but I guess I got the roaming gene in me.
I usually travel a lot too. I might have been there, but I don't remember the name. Where in Valigdorn, I mean.
Oh,
Maybe.
Yeah, it's they've got like this small town. It's kind of on the ocean-ish, right next to a river, and they've got like this really big, like 3-story building, which like it's half run down, and it used to be some sort of like hospital institute kind of thing, and it's super scary up there. There's a bunch of screaming, and the windows rattle, and one day they'll be in there and next minute they won't, and like I seen all sorts of weird things that look like ghosts. It's a pretty scary place up there.
Speaking about screaming, have you heard the howling outside last night?
What howling?
You haven't heard it? It sounded like wolves.
No. Wolves? No, can't be wolves. I mean, maybe we've got wolves up here.
You're not sure? You haven't heard it?
I haven't. Did they interrupt your sleep or something?
No, we just heard them when we opened the window last night before we went to bed.
Oh. I can probably ask the old man to go have a look if you want.
What old man? We've been talking to this other person, the seamstress. What the fuck is the word?
Tailor. I think
the tailor. Yes,
tailor or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, the tailor.
Uppity son of a bitch. You never see his hands getting like rough and warm by dish cleaner. Piece of shit.
Yeah, we asked him too, and he said he hasn't heard it either. Maybe it was just a weird coincidence yesterday.
Strange. Yeah, strange. You can both roll psychology checks if you want.
Me with my 10?
You never know.
81? No.
Nope.
Nope.
Failure.
Very nice.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he seems to be fairly honest. Like he looks genuinely like I don't know, man. Like I could ask someone to look if you want.
Yeah, well, the tailor said he might send some people out to look. Because it sounded like there were some people out there. At least it sounded like there were voices out there while we heard the howling.
Well, fair enough. All right. If you hear it again, are you guys staying tonight, or are you headed? Oh, how long do you reckon you guys will be here?
Maybe a week. We're not entirely sure. The tailor is working on some of our things.
Oh, all right. Well, makes sense. If you need to work for your board, you can always. Well, you guys are doing a pretty good job of the vegetables there, so
yeah,
could always use a little bit of help in the kitchen. And to be honest, my triplets get kind of boring sometimes, so it'd be nice to have someone slightly different in the kitchen.
Yeah, we figured we might be able to lend some help here. I mean, there's always help needed in kitchens, right?
Exactly. Like, if you know your way around a chopping vegetable and you know what you can eat and can't eat, you're a pretty useful member of society. At least I might be slightly biased, of course. My name's Erin, by the way.
Oh, Lark.
You can see that he goes to shake your hand and then like he grabs a cloth and like wipes whatever it is he's applied to it and like wipes it on the side of his apron and like puts his hand out to shake yours. Right, I'll finish up here in the kitchen, and like he goes to like reapply what he's just taken off. Yeah, you guys go enjoy your meal, and I'll clean up here in the kitchen.
Yeah, just let me know if you need any more help.
Yeah,
need to bridge the time somehow. A week is a long time.
Yeah, it can get pretty boring up here, trust me. The call to come home is almost as strong as the call to leave right now, so...
Oh.
All right. Go and enjoy your dinner.
Thank you.
And with that, he kind of half shoos you out of the kitchen, and you can see the other two of the triplets are kind of like, dealing with serving out like whatever food they can. And yeah, I think we'll jump over to Sully so that we can maybe sync back up on times.
Yep, absolutely.
You're making your way up to the other chalets and the other cabins.
Yeah.
There's 6 of them up here, and they all look fairly well maintained, at least as you're approaching from a distance. You can see that there are quite a few people here, but you don't see anyone that looks to be over 40. But you do see like a couple of kids running around, and you notice that all of them aren't wearing very thick clothing at all, and you see a couple of kids running like barefoot amongst the snow. And with this driving rain that is now coming in, that is like extremely cold, and a little bit of wind that's coming in, like this is not a good trip. This is not what if they want to stay warm, this is not what they should be doing. But they seem to be running around and having fun. And yeah, like you can approach them.
I think Sully's not excited to approach children, so he's gonna...
There's a couple of adults out here too, keeping an eye on them.
All right. Yeah, sure. Then Sully's just gonna approach some of the adults. I'm assuming are they up to something, or are they just watching the kids?
Mostly watching the kids. Like you see like 2 of them like sitting on one porch watching the kids, and they're clearly gossiping about something. And they see you approach, and one of them is a like kind of late 30s looking woman. You can see there's grey beginning in her hair. And like she has that same like really dark hair and kind of like bluish eyes that you see like quite common around here among the Salisanders. And she kind of like nods her head at you to get your attention as you approach. You all right there?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just having a little walk around.
Enjoy your stroll. You'll probably find a nice path that leads over to the woods over to the right. They're mostly plant-free. I mean, obviously, other than the trees and the undergrowth, we check them pretty regularly. So it's a pretty nice view if you want to be hiking around.
Not in this rain. I just gave my poncho to Salisander, so do you mind if I join you on the porch?
We're all Salisanders here. Yeah. Pull up a chair. And, like, she indicates a spare one, and, like, you can see her and her companion, like, shift around, and then her companion stands up. It's like, actually, I'm going to go deal with that matter we were talking about. And you see the older woman nod. So, what's the pleasure of my mid-morning companion? What's your name?
My name's Sully. How about yourself?
Say Velrin, but you can just call me Say.
You are Salisander as well?
Yeah, pretty much all of us.
Even the kid on the desk? He didn't have your look, if I may say.
Yeah. No, not him necessarily. But I think he's a cousin by separations. You know how it can be.
Yeah. Do the kids not need to come in? It's pouring down out there.
Oh, no, they're fine. They're absolutely fine out there.
I wish I had their vitality.
Oh, tell me about it.
No, we're going to be stuck here for about a week. We're having some work done on our clothes.
Oh, you got our master tailor working for you.
Yes, and now I get to enjoy the luxury of being bored.
Not much I can do about that. I mean, unless you're any good at chess or, I don't know, you play any instruments. I've got something back there. I've got a flute or some shit.
Unless you got a violin, there's nothing I play. I despise chess. It's a game of memorization. I'd rather memorize a textbook rather than playing chess.
Oh, thank Christ. Yeah. No, it's just enjoy the view, enjoy the quiet. I mean, we've got work to do.
What are you?
How good at you are applying chemicals to material?
I cannot say I've done that before, but I am a quick study.
She looks you up and down and notes your age.
You know what? The phrase, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, it is about dogs, you know.
All right. She puts her hands up. You got me. Yeah, I mean, if you want to help us out, sure. I can probably make sure that some of the... Start out on easy. We've got a couple of tents that have been made up. Could probably ask you to apply it to some of the bigger ones. No finesse, no specialty required in that.
Hey, if I'm trash at it, just tell me and I'll go be bored somewhere else.
Yeah, all right. Tell you what, your shift starts tomorrow. How about that?
Fair enough. There's a couple of houses around here. What do you guys do in all these houses? Like, surely one of these is just a sleeping quarter, right?
She looks at you like a little perplexed, and then like her face softens. She says, "Oh, have you not had a home?"
No, I've had a home. No, I'm just curious how you're...
That's what we do. Like, this is mine. That one up there is that young lass you're chatting with. The slightly bigger one on the end there, that belongs to his Lord and Master the Tailor and his dad, and his brother. Oh, we live here.
You don't do work here?
Nah, it's just where we live.
Ah.
You do notice, as she indicates down the end where there's a slightly bigger than the others, you notice that behind it there is another little cabin, which is a fair bit smaller than the others and would be like, yeah, this room would contain like it's a very small building. It's enough to put a bed in and maybe a couple of chairs, but it is still a small building. And it looks from this distance like there's nothing much going on in there. You Could I get you to roll a spot hidden for me?
Oh, no. I'll roll spot hidden. But I will curse myself to the day I die that I didn't put more points in it.
Always have me around.
18 off.
I could offer you a push draw. I could offer you the ability to improve this roll with luck. I could offer you some sort of bargain.
I'm going to use luck. I think this is worth it.
All right, go for it.
18 points down the drain.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yep.
Pain.
Yep.
I better make what you're going to hear pretty good then, huh?
Nope. If you tell me, one of the kids has a soiled nappy, then that's just what I get.
No, I'd feel like a right douche lord if I did that.
I want my luck points back.
You notice that as you're looking up and down these cabins, they're all one story. They're all fairly big-ish. Like, the idea that they are homes is not far-fetched. You notice that outside most of the homes, you can see red, orange, yellow orchids around the edges of some of these buildings. And around the very tiny-looking building that's at the back of the fairly bigger one, you notice there's like 6 of them that seem to be guarding the corners and 2 extra that is around the edge. They seem to be planted.
Sully's gonna gesture at the small building behind the Lord Taylor's shack and go, What's that little cabin there? Is that where he keeps his mistress?
No, not quite. Not quite.
All right. I won't bother you any further. Start at break of dawn.
Oh, God, no. You think I could be up at the break of dawn? No, fuck that. No, I'll pick up after breakfast tomorrow, and I'll meet you in the main entrance.
Sure thing. So just gonna start walking down the like little stairs up to the patio.
Yeah.
Porch, not patio.
Porch.
And as he's going down, he's gonna like look at the red plant and just like
Roll a sanity check.
No! That's not what I wanted. I was setting up a conversation
Well, that's what
point.
you got.
Well, I made it.
Do not look directly at the anomalies.
Anomalies. I made a success.
As you look back at the plant, let's say this one is like a brighter yellow, that's kind of right by the edge of the porch. As you look back at it, you are 100% sure those flowers are looking at you. They were just randomly there before, pointing in. They seem to they have definitely moved. And as you blink and like look away and look back at them, they have definitely moved again. That's what you are dealing with.
Fucking orchids.
He looks to, what was her name? Shia?
Say.
Let's
I'll put the name in the chat because it's quite a difficult spelling.
No, I'll just write Shay.
No, it's not Shay, it's Say.
Okay. Say. S-A-Y. Say.
Sure. S-A-I.
Sully's gonna like look at the plant, and when he sees that it's all moving, I'm assuming that Sully definitely like can't even like pretend not to do a double take at the plant. And
You're right there, mate.
Sully's just gonna give her a quizzical look and then look back at the plant.
Oh, it's definitely moved again.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't move when you're looking at it, but when you look away and look back, it has definitely moved.
Then Sully looks back to the lady. He's not going to say anything. He's waiting for her to explain.
Explain yourself.
Are you interested in my plan? And she kind of gets up and, like, leans over the banister and looks down at it and looks back up at you. You've not seen orchids before?
We burn them where I'm from.
Oh, you might find that a little bit difficult with this one.
How so?
Well, this one, and she points up the road to the orange one and the red ones. They're called flame orchids, and they're pretty resistant to, like, normal fire.
Yes, I've had that problem before. Usually a hardy machete will deal with those plants. Are you guys in the need of some, like... Oh, what would this be called? Exterminations?
I don't think you didn't.
Sonny's genuinely treating this like, oh, have you failed to kill your plants? Like...
They're like dandelions, they keep coming back. No, we quite like them around. They look quite pretty, don't you think?
I can't say I've ever looked at a plant and thought it was pretty.
She looks genuinely sad for you. That's a shame.
My line of work? No.
She leans forward on the banister a little bit more. And she says, what is your line of work?
I used to be a scavenger. Used to work for the collective. I would go out in small parties and big parties. We'd raid. We'd scavenge. We'd reclaim from lost towns and cities material to build and to support the colony. I have seen more people die to plants than anything else. So no, I don't think plants are pretty.
Pretty lame.
They're symbols of death for you, aren't they? For us, and she walks around and she sits on the steps so that she's kind of roughly eye level with you because it's a little bit higher up. Now these plants are everything to us. They're our livelihood. They kept us warm when the sprouting first started. I mean, yeah, living with them doesn't come consequence-free. But these plants are, they're everything to us. We wouldn't want you to exterminate them. In fact, I would recommend not doing that. Other people who don't know what you've just told me about you would be very unhappy with that.
Didn't mean to offend. I've met people before that keep plants as pets. I understand people get attached to them. Just...
Not offended. Just...
I don't think I've ever seen anybody keep them wild. It's a little bit unsettling.
Then you should probably not continue up this path. And she indicates the literal path that you're on that leads past the other houses. As far as I know, there's usually only one that hangs out in the swap room down there with the rest of you.
These are your plants, and this is your town. I respect that. I'm sorry if I offended with my statements. I understand that your life is different than mine.
Indeed it is. No offence taken. None whatsoever. Look, it's almost lunchtime. Why don't I walk with you down?
Sure, I'd appreciate that.
She kind of reaches behind her. She grabs what looks like a shawl. And she walks over and she puts her arm through yours. So, tell me all about this reclamation stuff. And I think it's probably safe to let them walk and talk. Inside the dining room, pretty much most of the Salisander family look like they're here. There's probably about 30 of them in total. You can see a couple of them are serving. You can see a bunch of guests that you had not seen previously. Some have literally just arrived. Some clearly are still staying here. You can see the young lady with the baseball cap is taken her hat off so that she can eat. It seems to be the one time she seems to be doing that before it goes back on her head very quickly. She sits alone and doesn't talk to anyone. The young couple seem to be very happy talking away with the triplets and just seem to be laughing and joking around and generally having a good time. You see that Helen and the older gentleman, the kind of mechanic guy, are sitting on a table together and they seem to be conversing. It definitely looks like Helen is trying to get this old man to talk. What success is? I guess you'll find out later. Yeah, and you are served something that tastes fairly nice. It's fulfilling enough, and yeah, it's not quite enough to go around for everyone to have huge helpings, but there's definitely enough. Then the end of lunch comes. Most of the people spread out. You see some of them go through the kitchen entrance, and it's fairly obvious that they are going through to the other room that's in the back there, and you begin to hear the sounds of movement, and you also hear the sounds of like crockery being cleaned and things being picked up and moved around. Could any or all of you can definitely take a spot hidden check.
It's people.
Sure. 38. Success.
Fail.
Oh no, now I get to see the plant.
28. Hard success.
Yay!
If it's a plant, I don't want to see it, V.
I'll look away.
If it's a plant, I up to fail.
You look out the window, there's no plants. You look out the window, there's like a line of red, yellow, and orange plants making their way down every time you aren't looking at them. They're just getting closer. No, you don't see that at all. You do notice that at the end of eating, that those who are clearly part of the Salisander family are passing around like these small tubs and applying like some waxy, creamy substance to the palms of their hands. And that's kind of most of what you see, really. For a brief moment, Ralph, you think that you spot someone who left dinner early, and they seem to be making their way up towards where the rest of the cabins are. And probably not within a couple of minutes after most people have filed out and the situation is safe, there aren't a lot of people around, Ot comes back in and confirms that yes, someone left lunch early. They went up to a small hut or a small house behind a slightly bigger house up the top of the mountain.
Is Sally with us at this point?
Yeah, you're all together.
Oh, okay.
The older lady, Say, who came down with Sully, just kind of drops him off at your table, gives him like half a wink, and then goes back to join the rest of her family.
They won't let me work today. They're going to make me work tomorrow.
So you've made a friend.
She's nice enough.
Good.
Bit of a green thumb, but I guess that's fine.
A little green thumb?
No, it's a slang from where I'm from. It's people that keep plants.
Oh.
They like their orchids, the weird plants that we've been seeing around. They like them, so they're keeping them.
You saw more of them.
Yeah, there was actually a shocking amount of them up by the houses. Sully, does a little eye movement of let's talk about this later, not in public. Yeah, so a couple of them up there. They have a very distinct look. The Salisanders.
Yeah, there were three guys in the kitchen. They all looked very similar. They are all brothers, triplets.
Oh. What's the odds of that?
Very unusual.
Yes. I've met twins before, never triplets.
Yeah.
Do you think
I've
they're
met twins before.
Do you think they're lucky?
Well, they have a big family and they seem well established here.
They are. Yeah, I think I have very little to do today other than just be bored, so I may just go up to my room and write down a couple of notes about our journeys.
Well, we can keep an eye out for all the people that are just remember all the faces of the people that were here for lunch. Just so we can see who will be here tomorrow again.
Somebody missing.
I don't know. Just make sure we memorize the faces. I don't know what we're looking for exactly, but it might not be a person from the Salisander family.
Very unlikely, I would think. But we'll speak about this in private.
Yeah.
Sully's going to get up and he's going to wander over to his room. If there's nothing big that's going to happen for the rest of the day, Sully is doing the thing I told you about, where he's going to write down his interaction with the danger stains.
Mm-hmm.
Danger stains.
What they looked like, how they reacted, how to deal with them, blah, blah, blah. And then he's going to give that note to the fat radio conductor. Oh, come on.
Okay.
That's a Thomas the Tank Engine reference.
I know, but he's wearing a boiler suit, not a top hat and coat and tails. Fuck you.
Okay, sorry. Let me retake that since people are offended already.
No, that's funny. It's funny.
Fine.
Choo-choo. He takes the note from you and he says, what do you want me to do?
If you at any point can get this information to, what's his name, RT?
Yeah. No, I don't know who the fuck RT is. And he puts the note back in your hand.
You listen to him, right?
Everyone listens to RT.
Yeah, well, once Sleepy Street is back up, you can get this information there and they can get it forward. Somebody there must be able.
Or you could get this information to Sleepy Street, because you're more likely to go there than I am.
I'm more thinking if they fix the radio towers and I am in the middle of nowhere with no radio broadcasting capabilities. You know what? You don't have to help me. Sorry for bothering you. And Sully just leaves.
You definitely hear like fucking balls on this guy, and you hear him like, yep, terrible. Yep, awful. Alas, although you have written your notes, this guy does not know how to contact RT. As for Lark and Ralph, are you guys up to anything in particular? There is no more work for you in the kitchen today, however.
No more? Not even like washing dishes?
If you want to wash dishes, then Aaron would be very happy for you to wash dishes with him.
Yeah, I think Lark is doing that. Like just making themselves useful.
Yeah. Ralph?
I don't think it takes that many people to do the dishes. So
there were more than 30 people just from the Salisander family here. Do you know how many dishes people use?
Yeah, 30. You'll be fine.
Touché, motherfucker.
30 plates, 30 glasses, 30 spoons, 30 forks, 30 knives.
What are you eating that needs
Maybe there's
knife, forks, and spoon? I'm sorry.
If they have like a first course that is a soup.
This is the post-apocalypse, not a fucking resort.
How many bodies do you think you can situate around a sink and have all of those people still be productive on that one task that is sink and dishes?
This is spoken as a man who has had to do soup.
All right.
You need at least...
All right, motherfuckers.
You can use at least 3 people in that scenario, because one person washes the dishes, one person dries the dishes, and the third person like sorts them back into the
Who dries
Yep,
dishes?
and they hand the dirty ones over. Everyone dries dishes, man. What is wrong with you?
What is the what'sman?
Yes, Lark. Erin is very happy to have you with him while he's like cleaning the dishes and like using your help to dry them off. The other 2 of his triplet set are not quite so happy you're there, but he ignores them. And every time they just like make a grumpy comment, he just throws something at them.
Not the dishes.
No, not the dishes. Like a sponge or something. And yeah, like he's cleaning away, and he seems very happy that you're there to have someone else to talk to, even if Lark doesn't say much.
Nope.
He seems to talk a lot. And yeah, okay.
They're happy to
He will
listen.
remember this. Yeah, he will remember this, and he puts that in the back of his mind. Then yeah, you definitely spend your afternoon doing that.
Yeah.
Ralph, I assume you're not in the kitchen cleaning dishes.
No.
Is there anything in particular that you want to try and get up to?
No, I'm too scared of everything. I'll go back that's kind of wait in the room, I guess. That's, our place away from everyone. And it's cold.
Yeah.
My jacket's gone. So I'm going to hang out there.
I did force you to
that's
get
fair.
away your jacket.
You did, because you're a dick. The evening rolls around, and a dinner is a replication of the first. You see food being served, you see pretty much the same people. The happy-go-lucky couple are no longer here. They seem to have finished their visit, or they are probably too busy, who knows. But they are at least not at dinner. And if OT once again returns to the roof, once dinner is over and you are safe, tucked up in your rooms as the three of you, OT flies back into the room and reports that the same person went to the same building during dinner. And then Helen joins you shortly after.
Does he leave before they pass out the wax stuff? Or does he stick around for, like, to be involved?
Before.
Before? He leaves before? Okay. So
Yeah.
he's just, like, not involving himself with the rest of, like, the families.
No. It is like, oh, there's dinner happening. I'm going to grab this plate and I'm going to go find that tiny little hole. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of what was there.
Can we tell by the video footage, or can Odie tell us if he has the Salisander's features?
He doesn't. It would appear that the no, they don't. They don't appear to be the only other person that you've seen here working, which is the person who is at the front desk.
Mm-hmm.
They're they have very similar features to them, but they appear to be like much, much smaller. They appear to be like bundled up all the time, and you just catch a glimpse of that kind of blondish short hair. It's definitely much longer than the concierge that's currently there, but it is like they are clearly related to them in some way, and they seem to be much, much, much smaller. So, how did Team Goodwill go?
Was that for me?
Helen's just addressing the room because she's uncomfortable with the silence.
I was helping Aaron out in the kitchen. He seemed to like the change of pace, I guess.
You're good company,
Cool.
Lark.
Oh,
That's what he liked.
thanks.
We found some interesting people and some interesting things, I think.
Yeah?
This guy seems a bit, removed from everything here, which would make sense. We are looking for someone who laid out they were doing culty stuff in this town, so.
Okay. All right, well, that's something at least. The old guy seems to be warming up to me, especially after Sully gave him that note. You're trying to reach RT with a note?
I just wanted to... I'd never heard of these danger stains before. I wanted more people to know how to deal with them. I thought this was, normal. I thought when you ran across something new, dangerous, and strange, and RD had never mentioned it before, you would try to get that information to him. I didn't know this was weird. I thought this was very normal.
Yeah, I haven't heard much come from Korentus on the radio, though, so Sleepy Street's probably the best place to do that.
I know, but I was hoping the man would just bounce it off Sleepy Street once the radio towers came up.
She kind of looks at she kind of looks at her radio and looks back at the ground. Yeah. Speaking of, it's RT Day.
Yes. Please, if you have it, let's set up and listen.
Yes. She quickly scrambles up. She sets up the radio, and she says, "I don't think there's much battery left on this. That's something I'm gonna have to try and maybe trade for tomorrow."
I'm sure the family gets together to listen down to the food hall.
You want to go down to the food hall?
No. Let's stay here. Sorry, I was
great.
thinking in batteries, not in...
I can probably hook up my battery to it, but it'll need charged soon.
Yeah. That would be great. It probably I know there's enough charge in it for this at least. So, but if you got spare juice generating, I'd love to charge it tomorrow. That would be
Sure.
It'll be good. Thanks. And she sets up the radio. She sets the earphones in front of it and like cranks it to max. So it's a little tinny when it comes through. But you end up hearing a piece of music. You hear like a very gentle like violin piece that has a piano accompaniment that goes with it. And there's a tiny little bit of an orchestra, but not much at all. And you kind of tune in right to the end of it. It is obvious that she's not paid attention to when this is supposed to start, or she just deliberately waits for the music to be over before she tries to tune in. And you hear Artie on the radio.
Beautiful. One of Cheetah's favorites. Well, before this old soul gets any more sentimental. Thursday, 25th of March, 80 AS. Big news this week in the central area. New Milan has apparently turned to crystal. Everything in it, trees, creatures, people, all turned to crystal. Sadly, it seems that the old village of Gumpendorf was also crystallized. Thankfully, the coven is still safe atop the mountain. I took a trip out there myself, and I can say it is as beautiful as it is eerie. The areas are safe to enter, but it gave me the shivers when I was there. I couldn't recommend it. Help wanted this week. Sleepy Street is still asking for help to find and locate a replacement radio dish to replace the broken one. Once again, they remind us that it's broken beyond repair, so please stop asking to go there and see it. Keldon has assessed it, and I quote him, "It's fucked, mate." Pleasant. I have an unconfirmed report of a pair of strange deaths outside the glass, throats cut and letters carved into the chests. I have no more information than that. Just take care in the area. Other than that, get yourselves ready for a snowstorm coming in this weekend. Take care to survive, and this won't be goodbye. Good night, kids.
And then you hear a series of rapid beeps, and which indicate the end of his program.
Good night. Lark assumes that this is a thing where you can respond.
You notice that when the beeps come in, that Helen has a notebook open and she is very quickly writing them down.
What was
Oh,
that?
it's not a communication radio. It's a broadcast.
Okay. What does that mean?
So he is somewhere, and he is broadcasting in a way that means that he can't hear us back. And anyone who tunes into this frequency, he does it every week, same time. Has only missed like a couple, I think, when his partner died. I'm not really sure about them actually. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, that's what
never
that is.
heard them.
You never. Well, of course, you never listen. Yeah, Sully's like, you never listen. Of course, you never listen to Artie.
I don't have a radio.
He's the only one on the air still, really. He keeps a good schedule, always on the same station. So, what do you mean?
Well, there are other people broadcasting as well, but they're kind of on the lesser known frequencies. They're very difficult to pick up, and the gear that Artie has is like, damn, son. I'm not jealous at all.
It's way better than anybody else has. No, I've listened to
Yeah.
the lesser stations when I'm traveling around, but I can never you can't pick them up when you're traveling. You miss out 5 or 10 broadcasts, and then you tune back in and they're talking about something that just does not make sense anymore. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, different languages.
I wish I could have recordings of everybody's thing. There's so much information in there.
Yeah, some of them are old repeats, though. Like someone has somehow set something up so it keeps repeating the same broadcast, and it's been going for 2 weeks solidly. It's the same thing, and it just repeats 2 weeks later. I don't know how the fuck that happens.
Well, all right. Okay, let's put things out on the table. Sully's going to get up. He's going to go to the door quietly. He's just going to gently open it and look out into the hallway. Is there anybody in the hallway?
Take a spot hidden.
No, that's not what I wanted to hear.
How did you know?
Because we've been very clearly, like, milling about, like, it... No! Again?
Yes!
Damn!
You don't spot anyone whatsoever.
All right, let's get this fucking episode over with. Sully, like, closes the door gently and goes back into the room. All right, things we've learned today, just to get everybody on the same page. There's clearly a family here that have somehow kept themselves very isolated, the Salisanders. They have a very unique look to them, and they're applying this weird wax thing to their hands. Don't know what the purpose are. I don't know what the meaning of this is. They may just have
It's a fire thing.
Fire thing.
Yeah. I talked to the old guy about it. He offered me some when I was working on things. Apparently, they deal with stuff here which is real bad, and the Orchids sometimes... there's a lot of fire involved in the stuff they do, so it helps protect them.
Oh, well, I hope I don't have to do any of that tomorrow. I believe we've seen them take meals. I'm assuming the video that Odie was getting has been, like, relayed to everybody.
Yeah.
I believe that the video proves that there is a person here that they don't want other people to see. Either he is a prisoner or he's just hiding. Either way...
Or she.
Yes. They are hiding. And either way, that is most likely the person we're looking for. But there's also just a good chance that this is just a person that they don't want other people to see. Maybe they have a rule about, when you become... Like, I've never seen anybody really old. It might be that it's just an old person. Like, once a Salisander reaches the age of 50, they shall not be grazed by the light. You don't know these strange cultures. They have weird rules sometimes.
The tailor looked pretty old.
The Lord Taylor? The Master Taylor, I think they call him.
Yeah.
How old would you assume how old would Sully assume he was?
Probably late 30s, kicking 40 maybe.
Yeah.
That's so old for love.
Very old. Yeah.
Sully turns to dust and blows away.
Should we just knock?
On the little shack thing? I say we leave that until later. We'll see what we can find tomorrow. I'm going to get to work with a bunch of people. I might be able to find something. But there is one thing that I picked up on. I may not have been very subtle about it, but I was not a fan of the orchids that they have all over the place. And the old lady that accompanied me to lunch, she told me that they owe the plants a bunch of things and told me not to destroy them. Not that I was intending to, without being asked to.
And they are like the whispered violets or Slatas Grays.
Yeah, I think these people somehow use these plants for whatever they're doing. You said that they use them for fire, I think you kind of said earlier.
Yeah, he indicated that the plants produce fire.
So,
man.
But I noticed something very particular.
Maybe that's how they keep the places warm.
Maybe. I did notice one thing very peculiar. The small shack behind the Master Taylor's house, it had 6 of them just surrounding the building. None of them had them that, grouped together, close surrounding them.
On the outside, in the snow?
Mm-hmm. I just can't shake the feeling that these plants, they're watching us. I have a very unsettling feeling that these plants may be much more than to look at.
Do you think we should set some watches tonight?
Yes. 100%. And I think after tomorrow we should not split up. 2 and 2 together always.
I don't know if that's going to work with the guy I'm working with.
Ralph is technologically capable. He can just be in the room. Try to help.
I mean, he does have a bunch of broken computers, and you are kind of good at that electrical stuff.
Could give it a shot.
And I'll keep
Okay.
Lark under my wing. Say that they did something stupid tomorrow, and that I can't let them out of my sight.
When we find what we're looking for, how do we make first contact?
My fear is that the town doesn't want us to meet this person, and making contact with them will make them angry at us.
If I might remind you of what this person is suspectedly running from and why they might be here, that they wouldn't know to be hiding them at all. Why would they trust that kind of person to be here?
I don't know. But the story was that this person is among the people here. Not a prisoner, or maybe.
Well, do we know that for sure?
Maybe they know something that the Salisanders like or want. Maybe they're capable in other ways. Maybe if the Salisanders are using plants to do weird things, maybe they're not opposed to doing weird things. They're just opposed to other people bringing weird into their town.
Well, if we go directly to the people now, or the person, or whatever is in that hut where we think maybe someone is hiding, they still have your stuff.
They're just jackets. We can get new ones. I just would prefer not to lose them.
I don't want to lose it. The trench coat, that was Seeker's.
I don't think the things that we're looking for this person for are something that the whole town is going to be knowledgeable about, to be mad at us as a collective over. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, but if the person we're looking for is in that little shack, they are clearly tied to the Master Tailor. And if the Master Tailor says we're heretics, we will
I
be
don't
burned.
want to make anyone mad at all. No one at all mad.
Yeah.
The topic that we are bringing to them is they are a cultist. Hello, we know you because you were a cultist. I don't think that this person has the whole town in the know on that. So this person can't do what you're suggesting and say, hey, whole town, these guys are asking me questions about my cult history. Please be against them with me. And I don't think that they can rally the town against us going to ask questions about this topic, because they're going to be so quiet about this topic that it's going to be very removed from their business with this town. So I don't think they're going to be able to rally the town against us based on our interest in cult stuff. I don't think what I'm saying is we should break the ice.
I guess the fear Sully has and Aether has in tandem is that if we knock on the shed and go, hey, are you a cultist? He's just going to go to the Lord Taylor and just go like, these fuckers were like knocking on my door asking me questions. We're kind of hiding these. Can you get rid of those fuckers? Like, because he's clearly in hiding. Like, he's not coming to dinner.
But if we're right, he won't do that, is the thing. If we're wrong, it's a huge risk. But if we're right, they can't do that, because...
That's assuming the Lord Taylor isn't in on whatever he is. Then I suggest this as the craziest solution. We stay here, always in pairs, and do our work, and just keep our nose down until we get our jackets back.
Okay. I mean, if you want to...
You can also pay to have them done faster. That was an option.
Yeah, but I don't have anything I want to give him. He's a weirdo who has waxy hands. I want to hand him anything anymore. I guess tomorrow Sully could like ask for expedience. Just say like, we're bored.
A week was a lot.
We didn't realize how boring it would be here in a ski lodge. We're out of here, buddy.
Yeah.
It got cold suddenly.
Yeah.
when we took our
We
jackets
don't have
off.
jackets. We can't go out.
He did, like, RT did mention there is a snowstorm coming,
Yeah.
so that is a reason to be slightly worried.
Yeah. All right,
We probably
I
should
think
just do that because you want to go like travel with your goop and do all that.
don't say it like that.
Oh no!
I mean, if the
Let's-
goop is still there, I'm just saying.
Yeah, let's hope that the temperatures don't fall under like a certain degree where the glass just shatters.
Oh. It's crystal. It's going to be fine. It's in a crystal vial. Unless the entirety of the crystal planes just shatter and temperature changes. Jesus Christ, that's a nightmare scenario. Yeah, I think paying for expedience, we keep our noses down until we get our jackets, and on that night we will go to the shed and basically just confront the person that's in there. And if that is an absolute utter failure, we'll just explain ourselves to the Lord Taylor. Just like, we believe there's a cultist here. We're looking for him. We would like to talk to him about cult shit. We were trying to be quiet about this because we understand that you don't want other people to know there are cultists here, and you didn't want us to walk around and ask everybody why there's a cultist here and we need to talk to him. But shit's hit the fan. Sully pitches the idea that, like, I'll go tomorrow and I'll talk to the Master Taylor, asking for expedience because we heard about the storm on the radio and that we would like to get out of here as fast as we can. We'll keep being friendly with the people, but we'll do it in pairs, as I do believe there might be something boiling under the surface. And yeah, once we have our jackets and our stuff, we will just go to the shed. There's somebody there. It's hopefully the person we're looking for.
Sounds like a plan, I guess.
Fair enough. All right, watches. Who wants to take first? I did get to sleep in, so...
Actually, if you don't mind, I'd like to take the first. There's a little bit of translation work I'd like to finish up for the folks. And, I mean, especially if we're not going to... Anyway, there's a little translation work and a little decryption work I need to do.
All right. Let's keep the window slightly open, and here's one of the recording things. If you do hear the wailing, please record it. If you have a record...
So your proof?
Yeah. It's bothering the fuck out of me. Sorry, language. It's bothering me a lot that they're not...
Bothering the sprout out of you.
Yeah. By the way, the people here have been cursing so much, and I'm trying not to curse a lot as Sully.
You only get in trouble, but you never curse.
Never. Yes.
I will never a flipping curse.
Yeah, it's been bothering me a lot that they deny it. And I would like to have a recording of it just so when we're leaving, we can kind of like stop it. We have recordings.
Does
Sure.
does OT have night vision thingies?
Does Odie have night vision thingies?
Yeah.
Yes, but in like a limited capacity.
Because maybe we can send OT out when we hear the howling again to fly over the forest and see what's happening.
He is not exactly quiet, but it could be useful to try to see or locate exactly where the noise is coming from.
If you're comfortable sending him out at night.
I mean, not particularly. And furthermore, if we've
understandable.
got days here and I'm not exactly sure how much quite yet I'm going to be able to charge while we're here, hopefully I will be, but I don't want to drain the battery out all today. Odie's been out at watch all afternoon.
It was just an idea for another day, maybe.
If we hear it, though, and Odie, you can record it, that would be great. So, there. I'll just nudge Odie when we hear it, and Odie can record it for us.
OT flashes acknowledged on top of their LED, on top of their screen.
Pats for Odie.
Oh. All right. Sully's going to get ready for bed. One last thing, I promise. As Sully's lying down, he's going to grab one of the recorders And he's just going to turn it on and put it somewhere around his bed. I'm assuming it doesn't have a blinking light to notify that it's recording.
Sure, let's go with no. I'm assuming you're hiding this from Helen.
Yes. I'm not like...
All right, take a sleight of hand.
I am not good at those.
Good.
Oh, that was almost 20. Yeah, 60. Yeah, there's an audible beep as he puts it on his bedside table.
I don't even need to roll. I was going to roll a spot hidden on that.
No.
Yeah, like she looks over and sees that you've turned it on and she just shrugs.
Yeah.
And just continues what she's doing.
Sully's not engaging with her. He's just rolling over and going to sleep.
Okay.
Could you have said like, oh, whoops.
No.
But call.
No. This is Sully going, I'm about to sleep in a room with you. You better not be whispering some bullshit in the night.
You start hearing like cultist shit coming out of her mouth.
Ooka shaka.
She's actually just like, just talking shit. Yeah, you're all able to settle down and sleep. The moonlight is coming in through quite bright. You can choose to close the shutters or not, but moonlight will still get in. After about an hour or so, Sully, you feel like you're being like shaken awake.
Okay.
Helen's leaning over you with a finger on her lips.
Okay. Sully's quietly gonna move so that he's looking at her better.
She indicates to leave the room with her.
All right. Sully's gonna get up and quietly leave the room with her.
Very quietly in the hallway, you can see that she's like looking around, and then she looks back at you and like with like a very dead serious, like I'm trying to be earnest and honest look about her, she says, I have a problem, and I want you to trust me.
All right. What's your problem?
You know how Artie's communications always end with beeps?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
It's Morse code or something like that.
Yeah. She looks around again to make sure that nobody is there, and in a very, very quiet voice she says, they're from the government.
Yeah, I assumed as much when you started writing.
Yeah.
They played too fast. I could never really hear them.
She has a smile. They're pretty fast for a reason. I'm in trouble because I have to choose between doing my job and being loyal to the people that I'm with, or I have to follow you guys. And I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I needed you to know. Because I'm not supposed to be doing this. This isn't my job.
Yeah. So you're a shit liar, huh?
Yeah, I figured it out when you gave me what you gave us. I'll let you know what I decide. Just know there's no hard feelings involved.
Yeah.
It's accurate. I'm going to bed. And with that, she turns and goes inside.
Sully just stands in the hallway. And then just a quiet fuck.
He curses when no one's listening. Hey guys, this is Cassie, your voice of Lark. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you enjoyed it, why don't you join us over on our Discord server? We have a very active community discussing current episodes and all of the Blighthouse Studio podcasts, including the Sprouting. And we have a bunch of people who post a lot of memes. They are very funny. They're worth it for the memes, if for nothing else. But no, they're also worth it for the people, because The people are actually cool there. Like one of our patron members, Kirana X. Thanks so much for your submission of the name Cyvelrin, which was used in this episode. Also, special thanks to David, our beloved David, finally makes an appearance on the Sprouting. Thank you so much for the voice lines for Archie. You are about to hear an ad for the Comedians in Dungeons Getting Dragons podcast. Hear you again in the next episode, right? Until next time, bye!
Hi there, and thanks for not skipping past this part. My name is Niall Segay, and I'm the host and dungeon master of Comedians in Dungeons Getting Dragons, a podcast where a group of neurodiverse, award-winning comedians play D&D for your entertainment.
Do you have any offensive potions, like things we can use in a weapon? Versus defensive. Offensive. Sorry.
Emphasis.
Yeah. If you take this potion, you'll become real racist.
Do you have any slur potions?
A potion of incel? What the fuck?
I'm more powerful than 10 women combined!
Download Comedians in Dungeons Getting Dragons today for some chaotic good storytelling.